Welcome to my channel. My name was Jake. That's the first thing I need you to know. Because by the end of this week, that name didn't fit anymore. It all started on a Thursday night that smelled like cheap tequila and bad decisions. Riley, my best friend and eternal chaos goblin, was sprawled across our living room rug in nothing but an oversized band tee and a devilish grin. Her platinum hair was twisted up in a messy knot, toenails wet with crimson polish. I was cross-legged on the couch, thumbs cramping from smashing the controller for the 4th hour straight. Rocket League. Best of 7. I was up 4-2. Double or nothing, she sang, blowing on her toes. Last match decides everything. I rolled my eyes. You have nothing left to lose, Ree. Oh, I have the perfect thing. She sat up, green eyes glittering like broken glass. If I win, you wear heels, 6-inch minimum, every single day for 7 full days. Not just in the apartment. Everywhere. Work, gym, grocery store, bars, Uber, church if we feel holy. You do not take them off once. Not even to sleep if I'm feeling evil. I laughed so hard I nearly dropped the controller. You're unhinged. Scared your ankles will snap, pretty boy? I wasn't scared. I was 24, 6 feet 1 inch, 185 pounds of former college soccer muscle, and convinced I could survive anything for a week if it meant never hearing the end of her bragging. Deal, I said. I lost in 32 seconds. Blue shell. Lightning. Goal in the last 2 seconds. Riley screamed like she'd won the lottery, launched herself at me, and tackled me to the floor. Shopping tomorrow, princess. Sleep tight, because your calves are about to file for divorce. I thought it would be funny. I was so wrong. Day 1 Friday, the awakening. She dragged me out of bed at 8 a.m. with an iced oat milk latte and a look that said resistance was futile. First stop, a boutique in West Hollywood called Sinful Steps. The walls were black, the chandeliers dripped crystals, and every sales associate looked like they moonlighted as dominatrixes. Riley was greeted by name. I was greeted with measuring tape around my arches. Men's size 10 equals women's 11 to 12. Rare, but not impossible. Within 20 minutes I was drowning in open boxes. Riley held up the first pair like she was unveiling Excalibur. Black patent leather so-Kate Louboutins, 120mm heel, red sole gleaming like fresh blood. Try. I rolled my eyes, but the second the cool leather slid over my foot something electric shot up my leg. The arch curved dramatically. My toes pointed like a ballerina's. I stood. The world tilted 6 inches upward. My spine straightened involuntarily. My calves bunched. My ass popped out like it had been waiting for permission its whole life. I took 1 step and almost ate marble. Riley caught me by the waist, laughing so hard she wheezed. Welcome to womanhood, baby. Day 1 starts now. I wore them out of the store. No discussion. The first click on the sidewalk felt like a gunshot. People turned. Phones lifted. A drag queen on Melrose Wolf whistled and yelled, "Yes, serve those calves, daddy." I wanted to die. But I also felt taller, sharper. Like the air itself was noticing me for the first time. By the time we got home my ankles were trembling and my ego was bruised, but something else was blooming in my chest. Something warm and terrifying. That night Riley turned our living room into a runway. She pushed furniture against the walls, laid down painter's tape as a straight line, and blasted Beyoncé. Walk, she ordered. I fell 12 times in the first hour. By hour 3 I was placing 1 foot directly in front of the other, hips rolling, arms loose. By hour 5 I was doing turns without wobbling. At 2:17 a.m. she finally let me sit. My feet screamed, but my heart was sprinting. I looked at her, breathless. I thought this would suck. Riley just smirked and handed me an ice pack. Heels are a drug, Jake. You're already hooked. Day 2, Saturday, brunch and baptism by fire. I woke up sore in muscles I didn't know existed. Riley was already holding a new box like a proud mother. Nude patent pleaser Adore 709s. 7-inch heel. 2-inch platform. Clear straps. These are for brunch. You'll be 6'8" and unstoppable. I stared. I'll be in a wheelchair by dessert. You'll be iconic. Put them on. I did. Instantly I towered over her. She squealed, made me pose on the kitchen counter for photos, then dragged me to a rooftop in Venice Beach. Walking on cobblestone in 7 inches is its own circle of hell, but the second we stepped onto the terrace every head turned. Conversations stopped. Sunglasses lowered. The hostess greeted us with, "Ladies, your table is ready." I opened my mouth to correct her. Riley kicked me under the table. I ordered a mimosa with shaking hands. Not from fear. From pure adrenaline. Halfway through Eggs Benedict, a girl at the next table leaned over. "Sorry to bother you, but your legs are insane. Do you model?" Riley answered before I could choke. "He's between contracts right now." I almost inhaled hollandaise. After brunch we went to Eruhan. I pushed the cart in those skyscraper pleasers while Riley loaded it with $18 smoothies and edible flowers. An old woman smiled at me sweetly. A toddler pointed and yelled, "Mommy, that man has princess shoes." His mom shushed him, but she was grinning. I should have been mortified. Instead I felt like I was glowing from the inside. Day 3, Sunday, the mirror moment. Riley declared it Lazy Sunday, which apparently meant a skin-tight black-ribbed mini dress, no bra, and silver strappy sandals with rhinestone chains that wrapped up my calves like jewelry. We went to an afternoon movie. I sat through a 3-hour Marvel film with my legs elegantly crossed, one sandal dangling off my toes, feeling the cool theater air on my freshly shaved skin. She'd made me laser book an appointment on day 1. In the dark, some guy behind us whispered, "Is that a drag queen?" His friend whispered back, "No way. Too tall and too pretty. Bet she's European." I smiled into my popcorn so hard my cheeks hurt. That night, alone in the bathroom, I took the longest shower of my life. When I stepped out and wiped the fog from the mirror, I froze. The man I'd seen in that mirror every day for 24 years wasn't there. In his place stood someone with sharp cheekbones, long neck, endless legs, and a posture that screamed confidence. The silver sandals made my feet look delicate and deadly at the same time. I tilted my head. The reflection tilted back. And for one heartbeat, I didn't recognize myself. And I didn't hate it. Day 4, Monday, corporate runway. This was the day I dreaded most, work. I'm a junior copywriter at a boutique ad agency in Santa Monica. Creative dress code, but still. I begged Riley for mercy. Offered to pay her rent for 6 months. She handed me the black Louboutins, a silk ivory blouse, high-waisted black trousers that somehow made my ass look illegal, and a blazer. Click, click, bitch. The metro ride was pure torture. Standing room only. Hanging onto the rail for dear life while businessmen stared openly at my legs. One woman in a power suit gave me an approving nod that felt like knighthood. I walked into the office at 8:57 a.m. The entire open-plan floor went dead silent. My boss Dana did a cartoon double-take, coffee halfway to her lips. "Jake, Halloween is in 3 weeks." "Lost a bet," I mumbled, cheeks on fire. She looked me up and down slowly, then shrugged. "Well, you're pulling it off. Just don't break an ankle. HR loves paperwork." The teasing was relentless. My buddy Marcus from design circled me like a shark. "Bro, your calves. I'm deceased. Teach me your ways." By noon, the entire agency was using me as a model for lighting tests in the studio. By 3 p.m., the creative director asked if I'd be willing to stand in for a pitch deck mood board titled Quiet Luxury Dominatrix. I spent 8 hours in those red-soled weapons. By 6 p.m., I wanted to amputate below the knee. But when I caught my reflection in the glass conference room, blazer slung over one shoulder, silk catching the golden hour light, legs for days. Something inside me cracked open. Day 5, Tuesday, the gym and the whisper. I woke up and reached for the heels before Riley even stirred. She opened one eye, clocked me buckling nude patent pumps to go make coffee, and said nothing. Just smiled like a proud parent. We hit the gym at 7 a.m. I wore black high-waisted Lululemon leggings, an oversized vintage Nirvana tee, and rose gold metallic heel trainers Riley swore were athleisure. I squatted 275 pounds in 6-inch heels. Lunged across the turf. Did calf raises until my legs shook. Every single bro in the weight room watched in stunned silence. One guy actually dropped his dumbbell. Afterward, in the locker room, a Silver Fox regular finally asked, "Some kind of viral challenge?" "Lost a bet," I said, toweling off. He nodded slowly. "Whatever it is, don't lose the next one on purpose." His words lodged in my chest like shrapnel. That afternoon I did something I hadn't told Riley about. I opened an incognito tab and ordered my first pair of heels with my own credit card. Clear PVC strap sandals with crystal embellishments, 6.5 inches. They were scheduled to arrive tomorrow. Day 6, Wednesday, the secret purchase. The box was waiting when I got home from work. I locked myself in my room, heart hammering, and opened it like it contained state secrets. The sandals sparkled like Cinderella's on steroids. I slipped them on. The straps hugged my feet perfectly. I walked to the full-length mirror on the back of my door. And I didn't wait for Riley's approval. I opened my bedroom door and clicked down the hallway like I'd been born in them. Riley was on the couch editing a YouTube video. She looked up. Her jaw dropped. "Holy fuck, Jake. You bought heels." I spun slowly, letting the crystals catch the light. They were on sale. She tackled me in a hug that sent us both sprawling onto the rug, laughing until we cried. That night we went out. Properly out. Leather miniskirt, also secretly purchased, black mesh long-sleeve bodysuit, and those crystal sandals. We hit a club in Hollywood where the bouncer waved us straight in. I danced for 4 hours and my feet never hurt once. I felt bulletproof. Day 7, Thursday, the final reckoning. Riley woke me with pancakes and a soft expression I rarely saw on her. "Tomorrow the bet's over," she said quietly. "You can go back to sneakers and hiding." I stared at the ceiling. We spent the day gently. She painted my toes black cherry while we watched old episodes of RuPaul's Drag Race. She didn't push. Didn't ask. At 11:59 p.m. she finally whispered, "So, verdict." I stood up without a word, walked to my closet, and pulled out the cardboard box I'd hidden behind winter coats. Inside, 8 new pairs of heels. Red patent pumps. Gold metallic stilettos. Black over-the-knee boots with a 5-inch heel. Clear platform mules. Snakeskin. Satin. Suede. Every color, every fantasy. I looked at her, throat tight. "I don't want to take them off. Not tomorrow. Not ever." Riley's eyes filled with tears. She launched herself at me so hard we fell onto my bed, heels still on, legs tangled, laughing and sobbing at the same time. "Then don't," she whispered into my hair. "Keep them on forever. Keep her. Whoever she is, she's been waiting 24 years for you to let her breathe." I cried until my mascara ran black rivers down my cheeks and I didn't even care. Day 8, Friday, the day the bet died and I was born. I woke up before the sun. Showered. Shaved. Did my own makeup for the first time, still clumsy, but the winged liner wasn't half bad. Slipped into a cream silk midi slip dress I'd ordered 2 days ago. Buckled the tallest heels I now owned, black patent platform sandals with an 8-inch heel and a 2-inch platform. I clicked into the kitchen where Riley was making coffee. She turned and actually dropped the mug. It shattered on the tile. "Jake." "It's not Jake anymore," I said, voice shaking but certain. "It's Jaden." She stared for a long second. Then the biggest smile I'd ever seen split her face. "Hi Jaden," she whispered. "You look like a fucking dream." I walked into the office that day as her. Head-to-toe goddess. Heels echoing like gunshots down the hallway. Dana called me into her office at 9:03 a.m. I braced for termination. Instead she slid a contract across the desk. "Legal can have your new name on the door by Monday. Also, Vixen Heels just called. They saw the photos floating around from the pitch deck. They want you as the face of their new inclusive luxury campaign. 6 figures. Global billboards. Think about it. I actually swayed on my heels. 6 months later. I'm standing on a rooftop in downtown Los Angeles at magic hour, wind whipping the silk skirt around my thighs, city lights flickering on below me. I'm 6 feet 9 inches in crystal-embellished 7-inch stilettos, legs oiled and gleaming, hair extensions blowing like a shampoo commercial. The photographer keeps screaming, "Yes, Jaden. Give me power. Give me leg. Give me everything, queen." And I do. Because for the first time in my entire life, I'm not pretending. I'm not surviving a bet. I'm not hiding in hoodies and shame. I am Jaden. And these heels? They didn't trap me. They were the key that unlocked the cage I didn't even know I was living in. So yeah, I was forced to wear heels for a week. And I loved every single click. Thank you, Riley, for the cruelest, kindest dare anyone ever lost.